This is Hayes Q Jones, your DVD and Blu-ray baller on a budget, and this is HQ Videos for you. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're a current subscriber, what's up? I greatly appreciate it. Come on in and make yourself at home. You know the routine. This week takes me to a pawn shop on Tampa Cash America. I haven't been there in months. This time I actually found a couple of out-of-print DVDs, 2 for 50 cents, so great buy. Have my 3D pick for the week, have this classic 4K pick, have a very rare out-of-print Kino Lorber, so have some bangers in here, so stick around. But before I get into what I picked up, not only do I collect movies, yes, I'm one of these weird, wild individuals. I actually watch them. And on a weekly basis, I like to share some of the things I watched, either streaming on the Fire Stick, physical media, or actually live in the theater with my family. And I'm going to kick it off with some physical media. This is the 2017 thriller, The Followers. This was directed by Ryan Justice, produced by Jason Henn, and didn't have who wrote it, so I'm not sure who the writer is. This stars Amanda Delaney, Justin Maina, Sean Michael Gloria, Nishant Gagna, and David E. McMahon, I believe. The plot behind this: a couple who document their whole life on social media decides to go on a camping trip and share their every move with their followers. And I don't want to get too much into that. I don't want to give you too much. I don't want to give any spoilers, though. But very cool found footage film. Actually has a couple twists in there, so that's why I didn't want to give you too much of a plot, though. But of found footage films, this is a pretty decent movie. I actually found this at the Pawnshop for 50 cents, so pretty decent actors, good filming, and nice double twist at the end, though. So if you like found footage films, definitely check out 2017 thriller, The Followers. My next pick is another physical media pick that I picked up at the Pawnshop a couple weeks ago. This is the 2006 comedy family fantasy romance, Aquamarine. This was directed by Elizabeth Allen Rosenbaum, produced by Susan Kartsonis, and written by John, looks like Kantens. This stars a very young Emma Roberts, Joanna Levesque, Sarah Paxton, Jack McDormand, and Ariel Kebbel. The plot behind this: two teenage girls discover that mermaids really do exist after a violent storm washes one ashore. The mermaid, a sassy creature named Aquamarine, is determined to prove to her father that real love exists and enlists the girls' help in winning their heart of a handsome lifeguard. And essentially, this is kind of like the movie Splash with Tom Hanks and Daryl Hannah, except it's more for preteen girls. It's a feel-good movie, little hokey, little corny at the beginning, though, but very cool ending, very family-friendly type of movie. So, and Emma Roberts, I have to give her props, even as a very young actress, so she still has some pretty decent acting chops. So if you like Emma Roberts, you like those family-friendly films, definitely check out 2006 Aquamarine. My next pick is something I actually watched streaming with the family. This is the 2025 American psychological horror film, The Woman in the Yard. This was directed by James Colette Serra, written by Sam Stefanik, produced by Jason Blum. It's a Blumhouse production. This stars Danielle Deadweiler, Okui Okwasi, I'm sure I killed that woman's name, Peyton Jackson, Estella Kahia, and Russell Hornsby. The plot behind this: Ramona is a widowed single mother who was disabled after a car accident. She cares for the two children, Taylor and Andy, but she's strict and emotionally distant from them. A mysterious woman draped in black appears in the front of the yard that day. The yard claiming that today is the day. The woman uses shadow magic to menace the family. And as I mentioned before, it's a Blumhouse picture. This is very suspenseful, not very heavy on the horror, even though it does have some couple couple jump scenes in it though, but it's more of a slow burn psychological thriller. Actually feels a little Stephen King-esque, just to give you an example of it though. But great actors with the two young performers. Great development of tension between the scenes, especially since it's somewhat of a slow-moving movie, though. But they give you enough to keep you interested in, though. So very well paced, somewhat of a slow burn. But if you like Blumhouse movies, you should like this also. This is a 2025 American psychological horror film, The Woman in the Yard. My last pick is a 2025 American action thriller film, A Working Man. Also watch this streaming with the family. It's directed by David Ayer, screenplay by Sylvester Stallone, based on Levin's Trade by Chuck Dixon, and produced by Chris Long. This stars Jason Statham, Jason Fleming, Michael Pena, and David Harbour. The plot behind this: Levin Cade, an ex-Royal Marine commando, works as a construction foreman in Chicago and is close with the Garcia family that runs the company. When tragedy strikes the family, Levin takes matters to his own hands. And this is your typical Jason Statham movie. Even though Sylvester Stallone did the screenplay, has a lot of elements of the movie taken in it. And I don't give any more details though, but in Jason Statham true fashion, you have the very cool fight scenes, a lot of action, and just as an overall fun family film, especially if you like Jason Statham, that type of action. So, those what I watched for the week. Now, without further ado, sit back, relax, have a drink of a smoke, and I'll catch you on the other end of this video and enjoy these butterflies flying around.
We're back at the Black Cave. Back at the Black Cave. We are back at the motherfucking Black Cave. Have my pickups here from the Pawnshop, Cash American Tampa. Have a 80s classic from Vestron. 3D pick for the week. Have something from Groove. Have my classic pick from Hamilton Book, as well as my out of print Kino Lorber. So I have some bangers in here. Not a lot though, but it's not the quantity, it's the quality. So let me get these scanned in and we'll jump right into it. Hold on. All right, I'm going to kick it off with what I picked up at the pawn shop. Funny thing about this, as I'm in the pawn shop looking through the DVDs and Blu-rays, one of the assistants is looking at the television. I'm like, how much are the DVDs and Blu-rays? He thinks about it as like $5. I was like, okay, I'm not going to pay $5 for a DVD. So, and there's one in particular that I wanted because it was out of print. So I get one of the movies, go up to the young lady at the counter, like, how much for the DVD? She looks at it, opens it up, 50 cents. So I had to run to the car and actually get some change to get it. And I actually went back and got another one. But the first one that I got, Lake Placid 2, unrated on DVD. It's a Fox release. And I have the first Lake Placid on a burn DVD. I definitely want to get the first one. Also, I think there's 3 or 4 Lake Placid. So it's fun, crocodile, sci-fi, mild horror type of film. 20th Century Fox, Lake Placid, and also decent slipcover too. So this is 50 cents. And the other one that really initially, Cloris Leachman, what else she's in here. The one that originally caught my eye, because it's out of print, I looked it up as I was looking through the movies. Dream a Little Dream 2 with Corey Feldman and Corey Haim, which you didn't know actually existed. This is an Echo Bridge release. And popped it in. The disc is a little scratched up, but I popped it in, so hopefully it plays all the way through. I don't know if you can see that or not. So Dream a Little Dream 2. What's cool about pawn shops, if you pay them in cash, they don't charge you tax. So this is actually $1 for these two. Next, I got this at Groove online, along with a couple other ones a while back. Still haven't watched this yet. Good Boys, from the guys who bought you Neighbors and Sausage Party. So I think there's a bunch of little foul-mouthed kids in comedy. Have the Blu-ray and the DVD. Nice red cover here, color. And this is a Universal release. Universal. That's what threw me off. Universal usually has the silver or regular DVD color, so that threw me off a little bit. Good Boys. I haven't watched this yet. If you've seen this, definitely leave a comment. I haven't seen Dream a Little Dream 2 either. And next, because I got Dream a Little Dream 2, I had to get Dream a Little Dream 1. I actually went on Amazon the day that I got the sequel, and wasn't bad. I picked it up for $10. Vestron. And for some reason, these Vestron slipcovers, people actually sell these separately. I've seen them go as high as $25 for just the slipcover. This is a old Corey Feldman, Corey Haim movie, which I watched eons ago. I don't remember the plot, so it'll be fun to watch this again, as well as watch the sequel, which I don't think I've ever seen. And this is a Vestron by way of Lionsgate release, Dream a Little Dream. And we'll see if the code works. Code should work. Get a nice slipcover also. Next, for my out of print Kino Lorber, in the vein of Beach Blanket Bingo, Dr. Goldfoot, and the Bikini Bombs, and the Bikini something. This is another one of the Vincent Price, Fabian. I'm not sure about Laura Antonelli, but another one of those beach movies, kind of, I don't say sex exploitation though, but you have a lot of girls running around in little skimpy bikinis though. So haven't seen this in eons, so definitely looking forward to watching the set. And there's a couple of other beach movies that I want to get just from that era. Dr. Goldfoot, and the Girl Bombs, Kino Lorber, and the standard Kino Lorber disc and spine. My 3D pick for the week, something I haven't watched, Blind Buy Christie 3D. Got this at a pretty decent price. Tiberius Films, they do a lot of 3Ds. Their 3Ds are pretty much hit or miss. Either they're halfway decent or they kind of suck. So hopefully this one's halfway decent. I popped it in. It does work. 3D looks decent. Not familiar with the story at all, though. Christie 3D. And who was the original distributors? I know Tiberius is the original distributors. They just distributed this. Not sure. If you know, leave it in the comments. Christie 3D. And my classic pick for the week, something I just watched last week, Velvet Smooth from the Black Exploitation period in 4K. Picked this up from Hamilton Book. And this is a pretty much kind of a ripoff of Get Christie Love, Foxy Brown Coffee. You have a female lead that kind of goes in and cleans up a situation. Very Black Exploitation period. The fight scenes remind me so much of Dolomite. It's just fun, silly 70s exploitation action. And these are my Pawnshop internet pickups for the week. If you're familiar with the channel, it's where I separate the art from the disc work, see if any of these hit the shelves, and give me a second to get these situated, and I'll get you good people on your way. Hold on. I have everything scanned into my CLZ Movies app. C is in Cadillac Records, L is in Last Boy Scout, Z is in Zoolander. Let's knock this out. I have everything laid out, ready to be put back in its proper place. As usual, I appreciate each and every one of you tuning in, leaving comments. If you've made it this far, smash a like, give me the big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. Other than that, may the best of your past be the worst of your future. Everyone, please be safe. Deuces.